Let's go to Victoria now, where Premier Jacinta Allan this week made an apology to Aboriginal Victorians in Parliament as part of the state's historic treaty agreement that was signed into law last month. Have a listen.
For the laws, the policies and the decisions of this Parliament and those that came before it. Laws that took land, removed children, broke families and tried to erase culture, we say sorry.
Joining me to discuss this and more is Indigenous leader and businessman Warren Mundine and former Labor MP Michael Danby. Michael, you have to fill me in here. I'm very, very confused because I thought Victoria voted against the voice. What are we doing now with the treaty in Victoria?
You're dead right, Rowan. 60% of Victorians voted against it, so that violates one democratic principle. And Warren would know the other issue too. That is, only 7% of the 70 to 80,000 Indigenous people voted for the group that is going to benefit from this treaty. So there doesn't seem to be much interest or involvement by the people who are affected.
Warren.
Oh, look, it's a joke, and Michael was right. You know, they've had an election at the federal level in regard to the referendum. Vast majority of Victorians voted against it, and then they had a vote for the treaty. And what happened to that? Only out of all the eligible Aboriginal people that could vote, only 7% voted. So the other 93% said, "This is not for us." So why are they doing it? You know, it's really going to, it's going to be interesting over the next few years how this is going to operate, and what are going to be the restraints on our liberties and freedoms in Victoria. You know, it's bad enough as it is now.
Absolutely, well, it's quite scary. I mean, I think isn't this demeaning to Indigenous Australians?
Well, we're getting sick of it. You saw the vote. You know, only 7% actually voted for this thing out of the Aboriginal community in Victoria. The South Australian one, which they got their voice to Parliament in South Australia, only 10% of Aboriginals actually voted for that. So every time this thing's put up, it's always defeated. It's defeated in the referendum. It was defeated in South Australia. It was defeated in Victoria. Look, it just drives us mad. All we did for all those years, we wanted to be treated equal, and then we got the laws changed. We got all the racial laws kicked out. We got all this stuff, and we're moving forward, and we're moving ahead in this country. And we've got more people in Parliament. I don't know if that improves civilisation, but we've got more Aboriginals in Parliament. We've got a whole wide.
Good on you, Warren. They should have you there too.
Michael speaks the truth. We need Warren there.
I love you, Michael and Rowan.
Michael, I want to move on. I think we all share the same thoughts as to this treaty business, but I want to move on to the Brittany Higgins saga, which continues to rage on. With Linda Reynolds is now expected to ask the federal corruption watchdog to reopen its investigation into the $2.4 million settlement. The former Liberal senator argues that the Commission did not have the full breadth of information when interrogating her claims. Michael Danby, is Linda Reynolds correct to be pursuing this?
Well, Paul Brereton, the Corruption Commissioner, has said that she can apply for reconsideration of the failure to involve her in the $2.4 million settlement. But this stinks, whatever Paul Brereton decides. It stinks politically. It's, as many of the Sky commentators have been saying, probably 10 times the nearest settlement with a staff member. And it's not only several times larger, but it had 2 psychiatrist reports issued on the same day. And the second one said that Linda Reynolds was responsible for 50% of Higgins's trauma. Now, it's strange that the psychiatrist's views were not challenged, as they are in every other case, Rowan, by the Commonwealth psychiatrist. Why? This is bodgy. And whatever Brereton and others get to decide on it, this settlement, there's something that stinks about it.
Warren, do you think Linda Reynolds is right to be pursuing this? Can this bring the government down? Could this actually reverse on the government and bring down people like Wong and Gallagher and that who are involved in this? These various accusations and different parts of the story to do with cover-ups and so on.
This is not going to go away, and Michael's correct. It stinks to high heaven. You know, it was one of the quickest decisions that was ever made. You know, we just, you know, these things. You know, you look at some of these cases. You look at $70,000 or $100,000. They drag on for ages through negotiation. This only took a few days. Look, I just see this thing as a real stinker. Everyone in the general public sees it as a stink, and good on Linda Reynolds. She should get Australian of the Year for this, that she's standing up and fighting for taxpayers' money and not being wasted and tossed away. And the whole thing, you know, Wong and everyone, and what happened to Linda Reynolds and to her chief of staff, and that was just dreadful.
Absolutely. Now, could it be the kiss of death? I want to ask you about this under-16 social media ban, Michael. Guess who's come out and endorsed it? Harry and Meghan, no less, saying, we celebrate Australia's leadership. I mean, I would have thought that would be the last thing you want to hear. Michael, what do you think? Harry and Meghan have endorsed Albo's under-16 social media ban.
Well, talk about two losers supporting something. That must be very bad for the this principle, which seems to have got Albo a lot of coverage all over the world. But I have to say to you, I'm in favour of our constitutional monarchy process here in Australia, but Meghan and Harry do give rise to the feelings of Robespierre in me.
And very 10 seconds, was a Harry and Meghan kiss of death?
Oh, that is a kiss of death. I think after finding out that they're actually supporting it, anyone who's actually supported this is probably going, ah.
Thank you, Warren Mundine and Michael Danby.